fastest 20 men in the field, ready for the drop of the gate, and here we go. Charges on to turn one. The Kawasaki's, just as they did in the heat, get the whole shot. And in the middle of that pack, Damon Bradshaw, left side of your screen, number 4, black jersey, about mid-pack, as number 6, Jeff Ward, and number 9, Jeff Matovich battle for the lead. Jeff Stanton, number 2, settles into that third spot on lap number 1. Bradshaw with a terrible start. Here's Larry Ward, who came out of the last chance qualifier, up into about 4th spot. So we've got good action early on, but wait a minute. Bradshaw has crashed, and all the way at the back of the pack, number 4, Damon Bradshaw, picks up his motorcycle and gets back into the action. Huge change of events here for the hometown favorite.
Yeah, and for the Honda riders, this is the kind of break that they needed to get themselves back into the series. We're looking at Jeff Stanton, who's running in a number 3 position. Bale is not that far off the pace, and if history repeats itself, as we have been watching all season long, neither Jeff Matovich nor Jeff Ward are going to be able to hold on to that number 1 spot. Here comes Larry Ward, though, who just charged into the number 3 position.
Ward, remember, came out of the last chance qualifier. That's Larry Ward. Jeff Ward, 30 years old, is in his final season. Number 6 wrapping it up and has had nothing but bad luck throughout the campaign. Matovich, we've mentioned several times, has had the broken leg. He's coming back off that injury and doesn't yet have the staying power. So the Kawasaki's are out front for the moment. Let's see if we can go back and find. There is Bradshaw, and he must be about, I would say, 15th. He's passed about 4 or 5 riders and is definitely charging. The crowd cheering him on, but he's a long way from the front. Here's the battle right now, 3rd and 4th spot. Larry Ward, unbelievable, coming out of the last chance qualifier, now under a lot of pressure from Stanton, who almost had him set up there and then bobbled.
This is the shortest track on the circuit, the shortest that we'll see all season long. Now, that might work in Jeff Matovich's favor. Remember, he gets tired. Stanton makes the pass. He takes over that number 3 position for the second time tonight. Let me just quickly say that Matovich may not fade, certainly will not fade as quickly as he has been. He's going to be able to hold on longer.
The race will not be as long because the lap times are shorter. That will work for the advantage of Jeff Matovich. Stanton in the 3rd spot, still has some catching up to do. No sign yet of his teammate. There's a glimpse. Jean-Michel Bale is the 5th place man. He too got a mediocre start. He too has picked up the tempo and is now closing in on Ward. And again, the smooth style of Bale.
Jean-Michel Bale setting in the number 5 position, watching what is happening in front of him. And Bale getting a handful of throttle, cutting to the inside, not quite enough. But Bale does not want that lead group to get away from him, Dave. He's going to do whatever he can to pass Ward as quickly as he possibly can.
And so as Bale puts the pressure on Ward, we've got Kawasaki's and we've got Hondas and we've got Suzuki up front. No sign of the Yamaha of Damon Bradshaw. The bike that has dominated the series is stuck in the back after an early crash. Matovich is your leader. Ward is in the 2nd spot, about to come under heavy pressure from Jeff Stanton. Ward and Bale rounding out the top 5. We'll be right back.
You hot for Supercross? Get up to the minute race results. Plus, find out what really happened. Call 1-900-HOT-4-SUPERCROSS. Discover the action behind the Supercross scene. It's your Supercross hotline to who's hot and who's not. Get complete Supercross details each week in Cycle News.
Speed World brings you AMA Camel Supercross competition. Pick a Jeff. Jeff Matovich, Jeff Ward, and Jeff Stanton having a battle for supremacy here. And Matovich is holding on, but there's the move by Jeff Stanton. Is he going to get to the inside, take the spot from Ward? He does. He drops Jeff Ward back to 3rd. And I got a feeling this is that inevitable fade we talked about, although maybe it's just Stanton picking up the tempo.
Well, out of the 3 riders that are running up front, Jeff Stanton is the one that has the most to gain, and I have to think he's the one that wants it the most. Now, here comes Jean-Michel Bale. He's already picked off Larry Ward. He's picked off Jeff Ward, and now climbing down the back end of Stanton. It's going to be a 2-rider battle before this is over. They're both going to get around Matovich. You can put that in the bank, Dave.
So the Hondas are on the charge here, as Larry Myers predicted they would be. Matovich alone out front now to try to stand the heat. Stanton moves up, puts the pressure on, looks to the outside. Bale will sit back and take the measure of the competition. No, it's not there. And Matovich is doing a good job so far, but you can almost feel the inevitability of the pass as Stanton looks to the inside.
Every corner, every corner. Block pass. Look at this.
Oh, Bale has passed them both. Stanton made the move on Matovich. Bale said, watch this, guys. And Jean-Michel Bale takes the lead from his teammate Stanton. Here's how it happened.
Here it is. Now Stanton is moving out to block Matovich. He puts on a good block pass, but he loses all of his momentum in the process. Bale squirting by on the inside, says opportunity is knocking. I'll answer that door. He takes the lead.
Great move by Jean-Michel Bale. That's why he's the series champ. We've speculated, a lot of people have speculated about his degree of motivation this year. He is not the most popular guy in these pro-American times. It is not fun to see a Frenchman come and take home all the money. But here in Charlotte, he's gotten a somewhat warmer reception.
I think so, and deservedly so. He has to be ranked as the #1 motocrosser or supercrosser in the world today. He certainly is the smoothest. Not the most fun to watch because he just does everything so smoothly.
Makes it look so easy. The Honda's out front. This guy's getting his entry fee worth tonight. He's ridden every lap you can ride. Heat race, semifinal, last chance qualifier, and now Larry Ward is running third in the main event. Great performance for the kid from Seattle. But now news that Jeff Matovich has crashed. He had led the race here tonight, and the immediate concern is that he might have rebroken that leg that has caused him so much problem over the last 6 months. Bradshaw continuing his charge toward the front. He's alongside and past Sean Kalos, and quickly makes a similar move on Jeremy McGrath as Bradshaw, well, he didn't get by McGrath. Bradshaw really driving the crowd nuts as he heads for the front. Now here, the short racetrack is going to work against Damon Bradshaw because he doesn't have as much time to catch up as he might on one of the longer tracks. Further news on the Matovich situation. A report now that he does have an injured thigh, but it is not the same leg that he had broken before. That was the immediate concern, that he might have rebroken that femur. That is not the case. The injury is to Matovich's opposite leg, and they will take him to the hospital for x-rays. Let's hope that he didn't break the other leg. The fact that he's on his feet indicates to me that that's probably not the case. Bale and Stanton lead. Larry Ward third. Fourth is Kedrowski. This is the battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th. #6, Jeff Ward has the spot. Dubach and Cooper go side by side, and Cooper makes the pass. He is now 6th and sets his sights on Jeff Ward. I hate to see Jeff Ward backing up like that. I want him to win one more Supercross before his career is over.
Cooper is a rider on the charge. Good to point out that he started well outside the top 10. As a matter of fact, he was somewhere around 14th or 15th place at the end of the first lap, and he has really moved through the pack.
And Damon Bradshaw, for the record, is the next man behind this battle, so he too has passed an awful lot of people. Jean-Michel Bale continues to lead and is en route to what could be his first win of the year. Damon Bradshaw is playing catch-up for the hometown fans at Memorial Stadium in Charlotte. He who won 5 in a row early in the season is struggling tonight. Bale,
Bale out front, Dave. Good to point out that out of all the fans that are here, I'll bet there aren't more than 15 of them that are watching this battle for the lead. They're all watching Bradshaw move through the pack.
That's an excellent point. And as we check an interval back to the third place man, Larry Ward, we take a quick break and come back to see who's going to win it in Charlotte tonight. Memorial Stadium watching #4, Damon Bradshaw, charge into 8th position now, working on Doug Dubach, #12, who is 7th. Damon, a native of Charlotte, now lives out on nearby Lake Norman in Mooresville, North Carolina, shares a hometown with Dale Earnhardt. Looking back over his shoulder, I think Dubach knows what's coming.
You know, if I were Dubach, I think I'd get out of the way. And they are Yamaha teammates, but Dubach was not going to do that. Bradshaw made the pass, but he had to work for it every inch of the way.
Damon into 7th spot now. Jeff Ward will be the next man in his sights. Ward having faded from 2nd. Jean-Michel Bale leads the race. Jeff Stanton has not been able to come up and challenge him. The defending series champion appears in position to win his first of the season. Bradshaw now 7th, working on Ward in 6th spot. And you're right, Larry, everybody in the place is cheering his every move. Nobody's paying attention to those Hondas out front. This is perhaps the best ride we've seen from Damon this year. It's the first time he's had fast.
No two ways about it. And he makes the pass on Ward. He moves up one more position, and every position is extremely important. He is going to lose a ton of points tonight to the 2 Honda riders that are chasing him in the chase for the championship.
Next man man in Damon Bradshaw's sights is Guy Cooper. Cooper runs 5th, matching the number plate on his Suzuki, and it's a pretty good gap back to Damon. I'm not sure that Bradshaw will be able to pick up another position. And you make a good point about the points, Larry. When Damon was winning 5 in a row, Bale, number 1, and Stanton, number 2, were running 2nd and 3rd. So really, Damon wasn't able to build that big a lead. He came in with a 26-point advantage, and as they enter the white flag lap, the last lap, if he finishes 6th, he will lose 10 points. He can improve on that a little bit if he can get around Guy Cooper, and that may be the only drama left here as Stephon Everts looks back over his shoulder and falls on his head.
That's another one of those tip-overs.
Never look back. That was Satchel Paige's rule. There's the evidence of why. Here is the leader.
Might be gaining on you, and in that case, it was Bale.
Yeah, Bale headed for the checkered flag as he prepares to wrap it up here in Charlotte and wrap it up with comparative ease. I thought Stanton might come up and challenge him. Stanton didn't have the speed, but it'll be a Honda sweep, and that is the big news. Jean-Michel Bale, the defending series champion, wins in Charlotte. And look at this. On the final lap, Bradshaw's going to make a run at Cooper and the points he represents.
Fastest rider on the racetrack, no two ways about that, has been Damon Bradshaw all night long. Can he catch Cooper? That's the question.
One more corner and a couple of jumps between them and the checkered flag. Cooper comes around. I don't think he's got the stuff to do it. Settling for 6th spot. Damon Bradshaw turns in a great ride from the back of the pack.